Now I decided since I had a smaller locomotive, maybe I could do some yard switching with it, because, you know, kind of weird yard switching last time with the Chivo, so here we go. So today we're going to be taking a look at the ScaleTrains CSX SD40-3, and this is a rebuilt SD40-2 into the SpongeBob SquarePants, boxy cab. That's what a lot of people nickname these as. But these new cabs are better at withstanding crashes, so that's why they did it. Also, if you take a look here on the side, the middle windows are actually on an angle, so that's pretty cool, as opposed to flat in the original SD40-2s. So on the side, we got the road number 4044, as well as SD40-3 underneath it in small. And the windows for these actually do open, so that's a pretty cool feature. Now, if you take a look down below, we got the 3-axle bogie design for SD40, and then a little e-bill. Here's what it looks like from above. We got the PTC antennas, some grab irons, as well as this rectangular box on the hood, which I don't actually know what it is, so let me know in the comments if you do. So if you move further down on the locomotive, here's what it looks like. We got some vent here on the side, as well as the air blower duct to cool down the engine. I believe that's what it's for. And we got the CSX boxcar logo, which is a pretty modern logo. And then here on the side, we also notice this part is actually raised on the walkway. That's one of the things I think EMD does with their locomotives for some reason. You can see they add a little box down there, and they also changed the railings, how it goes a step up, and also we got the back radiator vents. None of them are actually see-through though. So here's what the other end of the locomotive looks like. We got on the left-hand side some grab irons just to climb up like a ladder, as well as this, which is actually a brake stand. So they just put that in the middle. I think in other models they actually put it inside. Now I found it interesting that CSX included these rear dish lights, because I feel like this is something Norfolk Southern would do. And in this corner of the locomotive, we have some tow chains tucked underneath. Now these are actually real life chains, like they actually move in separate pieces. So I found that pretty cool. Then if you go above, we got this water sight glass to check on the water levels. As we make our way to the front of the locomotive, here is what it looks like on this end. We've got a lot of nice little details. You can see on the bottom, there's even a spitter valve right there, as well as an American flag right in the front of the cab. And now we're going to take a look on the roof, see all that roof detail, which we have like this nice yellow line right there, as well as the radiator fans, which are pretty cool since you can actually see through kind of like the vents. And on the steps, there's actually this walkway light, which I actually didn't notice until looking at it closely, so it's kind of blends in with the background. And because I like to show all angles of it, here is what the bottom looks like. And now here's what it looks like with the other CSX, the ET44AH, and this is just like the CSX family now. Now, here you can have a size comparison between the two, although they are similar in size. The SD40-3 is just a bit smaller and lighter as well, and that also applies to these gangplanks between. I thought they would be the same, but they're actually using different designs. I also did notice that they're using a little dash cam, you can see it in the window. Now I decided since I had a smaller locomotive, maybe I could do some yard switching with it, because, kind of weird yard switching last time with the Chivo, so here we go. So basically what I did, I got some index cards and I wrote down the names of each of the cars, and then I shuffled them to randomize the order and just put them in whatever order it came in. The TTX boxcar, Missouri Pacific Hopper, CB&Q tank car, CSX coal car, Western Melon cushion car, the X Conrail coil shield, Conrail gondola, UP Autorack, UP Hopper, and CSX coal hopper. And here are the positions of all the cars in the rail yard. So the first two cars, we got a TTX boxcar as well as a Mopac hopper, which are actually next to each other, so that's already good. It's actually in the right order as well, but in front of it is going to be that X Conrail coil shield car, so we need to get that out of the way. So I looked up what is the coil shield next to, and apparently it is in front of the Conrail gondola car, which is itself in front of the UP Autorack, so I decided to do those first. Alright, so now we have the first two cars coupled. Now for the third car is the CB&Q tanker car, which is actually stuck behind the UP hopper. So I have to put back the two cars and just figure out what to do with the UP hopper. Now it turns out the Union Pacific hopper is right behind the auto rack, so I have to go back and get that load. Alright, so now that we have the first three cars, the fourth car is the CSX coil car. Now that's a problem because it's actually behind everything else, that whole line of rolling stock. So I checked what's ahead of the coil shield car, the front of that train, and that turns out to be the Western Maryland cushion car. Alright, so once we assemble that train and we have the first three cars in the beginning, we have to connect these two trains together. Problem is the CSX coal car is supposed to be in front of the Western Maryland, which is in the front of the train, so we gotta break this apart. And then after the CSX coal car comes the Western Maryland cushion car. And now we can finish it off with the CSX hopper. Alright, so there we go. We have finally assembled the whole train. Now we can run some trains around the layout. So for my final thoughts, I think the SD40-3, it's a pretty cool locomotive. It's a smaller road switcher, so it's good to have some kind of variety besides just a bunch of wide nose, which I have right now. If you're wondering where I got it from, I bought it from ScaleTrains.com directly because they have the free shipping. And this locomotive does have some unique features that I have not really seen in other ScaleTrains locomotives, like the movable cab windows, the brake stand here in the back, as well as the chains that are actually chains. And of course, the biggest thing is the SpongeBob cab. You know, I think at first when I discovered the SpongeBob cab, I thought it was so ugly, but if you want to model prototypical modern CSX trains, the SD40-3 will fit in just right. So for the cons, unfortunately the ditch lights, they need a DCC decoder to work, which a lot of people have, but I don't. So we just got the headlights as well as the number boards, which are actually backlit. If someone out there knows how to actually run these ditch lights with DC silent, please let me know on my Discord, because it would be really cool to get the ditch lights working as well. Another issue is the cab windows, they slide a little bit too freely so it can go actually past the back of the window edge. So I wish it was a little bit more rigid so it would be confined to, you know, the place where it's supposed to be. But other than that, I think this is a pretty good locomotive. It's really well detailed and it runs just fine. And if you like CSX, you'll probably like this as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you do, remember hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.